its story of the progress, service, responsibility. My guest today is distinguished humanitarian, diplomat, international commissioner, ambassador of peace, peace advocate, and respected leader whose work reaches people across borders through humanitarian actions, international cooperation, and global dialogue. He serves internationally through humanitarian initiatives and the support communities, refugees, sustainable peace efforts, while working in a close cooperation with international partners, inspired by the principles and the values promoted by the United Nations. Please welcome His Excellency, Dr. Muhammad Amir Khan.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure and honor to join you today. Although we are in different parts of the world at this moment. And thank you very much for a very impressive introduction. You had made it for myself and my activities. It's a pleasure to join you, Christine. And always I feel honored on your invitation, whether it is a conference online or whether it is today. I am very humbled and honored on your invitation.
Dr. Khan, we are most welcomed and truly honored to have you with us today. And before speaking about, and we will start about speaking about diplomacy, peace, humanitarian work, and I would like our audience to remind that our podcast and our the interview is constantly different. We want to show the person behind the international titles. We want to show real person, and every remarkable journey begins somewhere. And the first question is coming to me. Tell us about your childhood. What kind of who shaped your values and who influenced you the most?
Well, yeah, of course, I know. I understood that this format is an entirely different format, and it's not a format like a diplomatic one or something like that, a formal one. So I understand it is an informal. My childhood began with the very moderate, a very good family of my country. Of course, you can understand that my country is comprising on a different tribes and different provinces. So my tribe from which I belongs, they are mostly highly educated peoples in the Pakistan, in the country. Secondly, they are very sophisticated and very mannerful and very talented people, so that 90% of our pupils of my tribe are in bureaucracy, in civil service, in armed forces, and of course, some are in business, some are doctors, some are educationists. So it is like this. And my childhood began in the ancient city of Pakistan, Lahore. I born over there because my father was serving as a civil servant over there. So I brought up over there into the ancient and historical city Lahore. I mean, the people knows about, if they Google it, they will know that what is Lahore, because in subcontinent of India and Pakistan, there are two very ancient cities. One is the Delhi and one is the Lahore. And so I start my January in a very prestigious educational institutions. I did my education from the Government College of Lahore, my bachelor's, and then I pursued for my master's And I did first master in journalism. On that time, there was no mass communication, there no mass media. That was a journalism degree. And I was out of a first batch of that degree. I was a who passed out. I have the honor that I am the first batch person enrolled in my university, and we passed out. Afterwards, I worked with the journalistic career a couple of years. I hold the distinguished positions to be an editor, editor in chief, staff reporter, columnist, and then I switched myself because the journalism was not fulfilling my desires. So I switched myself into the law, and I did then again graduation in law and master's in law. And then I joined the civil service also. So the career has begun, childhood has begun like this. Well, if you will ask me that how was my childhood, then yeah, I was a little bit a naughty person who disturbed the pupils, and yeah, and also the people's quarrels on me, even the family, and they was always annoyed that what I am doing and why I am doing. But that is a childhood. So I've been the eldest one in my family, so I was having this advantage that nobody wanted to punish me. So I always escaped from the punishment. And my youngest ones, they caught. So the childhood was a little bit like this. And in my youngerhood, I visited my whole country, because whenever I have vacations on our schools and vacation on our colleges and university, we a few people, one of my cousin and few of my class fellows, we are a group of six from the childhood, from the class 1 to masters. So we always make the plan to go out of a city. So in the wake of that, I explored my whole country. And I think I was 16 years old when I get out from Pakistan on a foreign trip. I was 16 years old on that time. We few friends, we went out to Pakistan, out of Pakistan to the foreign, and that was our visit to the Iran and Turkey, because it was nearest country, cheapest country for us, and we visit that and we explore the Iran. We went by road, not by air. We went by road from Pakistan to Iran, Iran to Turkey, and that was fabulous. I mean, I remember how it was. That journey was how it was performed and what we did and how we came back. That was an excellent, excited period of me. So this is all I can tell you about my childhood and about my, younger age, and of course, everybody. I will not say that I was a very shy person, or I was very shy child, or I was a child that who doesn't did anything. No, I was a curious child. So I put my finger on everything to know, to explore what is it. So of course, that also hurts, but somehow the God has always there to save. So it's happened. Like this, childhood has gone.
An amazing story. That's why I like it, our format, because we can look at the person from a different angle and see how they can, how they are outside of the title. So many people are successful leaders nowadays, and after they become internationally recognized, but every leader has experienced moments of uncertainty. So when you were young, you told me that you have been a bit spoiled and you was naughty. Did you ever imagine you always, as I understood, put the nose out of soup in order to investigate? And did you ever imagine that one day your work will reach the international level? Or did life unexpectedly lead you in this direction where you now? Because some destinies, they change through one decision, one meeting, and sometimes through one difficult experience.
Well, I'm telling you that my family belongs to the civil service and bureaucracy and uh, army family. I mean, we are 50-50. So we know that the first emphasis in the family was always to join the civil service or go into the army. You can say it's a set tradition of a family. But I was the one who didn't wanted to join the army. Although I love Pakistan Army, I love them and their character, but they inspires me. Their uniform inspires me very well when I was a child. I even when I was in school, I joined the Boy Scouts organization. You know, the Boy Scouts is a universal organization. Then I also joined the national cadets, uh, national cadet course, which was essential for the included that how if there is a war, if there is anything, then how you have to protect yourself and your loved ones and around you peoples, and if anybody hurts, so then the first aid. So that was conducted by the ICRC, I mean International Society of Red Crescent, along with the government institution. So I was a very much instrumental over there. And again, I was a I was a chief editor of the school magazine. I was the chief editor of the college magazine. I was the president of the student union. I was the secretary general of the student union in school level, in college level, and in university level. So my perspective of a life, I mean, I didn't think on that time that today what who I am, I might be this. No, that was in a childhood. There is small ambitions every child has, that I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to have this, and I want to have this. Is same like I was a child. I was not a supernatural person. I was a normal person. I was a normal human being. So every normal child who do in childhood or in youngerhood, I did the same everything. And today, when I'm sitting sometime with my fellow colleagues, I mean, my friends of our school and college times, we laugh what we do when we remember. We laugh that, yeah, we did this also. So, the time has changed, but still, uh, time has changed, position has changed, situation has changed, but still, there is a child inside of us. Today, we want to go back onto that January from where we started. Although we can't go back, but we remember and we laugh. And that laughing is not that we are laughing on our craziness or childhood. No, we laugh because we love that time, because that time cannot be returned back. So I think, as I said, that if I am romanticizing that I was today where I am, I thought that no, it's not. On that time, the simple was okay. Let's finish the education and then let's have some jobs, and a good job, having a car, having an, I mean, because on that time when we were studying in my country, the very few people own the cars on that time. It is almost, you can say, uh, 50 years back. 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 50 years ba when I was a student of almost a 5 or 6 class. So on that time, yeah, but my father was having a car. My grandfather was having a car. But on that time, around the vicinity of me, where we was living, few people was having a car. And what the rush is today in the cities, we never saw the rush like this in our childhood. That was, entirely different situation. And there was no pollution. There was no toxic, polluted city. Everything was green, clean, and breathable. Today, if you will go out from anywhere, in not in Pakistan, in anywhere, you have a breathing problem because of the pollution, noises, and you can understand that pollution, the most of the pollution is comes from the vehicles. So that was, small ambitions. But yes, the turning point comes in my life when I was studying in England for my PhD. And over there, the former Prime Minister of Pakistan, Mrs. Bhutto, she was my neighbor because she was a Pakistani, and she knows my father being as a bureaucrat, because my father was also served with her father. So we was interact with each other, and she was going back to Pakistan, and she said, "Why you don't join us?" I said, "Ma'am, my father will kill me if I will join the politics." And, no, no, no politics. You are a civil servant. You join the service and serve the country in our cabinet or in our. I will give you the task. I said, "Ma'am, I will think." She left England, and unfortunately, she becomes the Prime Minister of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, the first female Prime Minister of my country. Not only my country, the first female Prime Minister of the Islamic world. And before taking an oath, she messaged me in London, "Pack up your luggage and come back." And I said, "No, I cannot." Then she sent a secretary to my home over there, and he said, "Okay, this is your ticket. Evening, pack your bag, leave it everything, give me the key of your home, and go." So I came to Pakistan, and very next day, there was an oath-taking ceremony at the presidency. So my name was in the federal cabinet. So the time changed. And that was not my dream. That was not my ambition. But it is the Almighty God who has bestowed this prestigious place. And I'm thankful till now. Till death, I will be thankful to the Mohtarama Benazir Bhutto, who was having an influence on my life, being as a leader, being as a woman, and being as a warrior. I called her a warrior. She stand for the country. She served the country. She bear all the consequences, and she sacrificed for the country. None of the other leaders can be a leader like her. So she is
it was
having
just
an influence. So let me, I served with her in 2 cabinets in 2 terms, and then I left. I request her that I want to join the diplomacy. It's much better that although being as a minister, I was not a politician. I was a technocrat or a civil servant. She kept me in the ministry, and then she was going. Yeah, before going, leaving the power, she transferred me as a diplomat, and she appointed me the ambassador to another country. So from that time, this January has begun, and that January has begun in 1996 to till now. I am successfully doing it, and even if I will go back in my past, I will never imagine that I will be on this position.
Amazing. Amazing story, because what exactly came to my mind, that the women, female diplomat, female leader, he was just like at a particular moment, a person in your life, Your Excellency, that completely changed your future, if I can consider like that.
Of course, she changed my future. She changed my mind. Well, I will say that in my own opinion, being as a civil servant, I can serve my country better. It's not that I cannot serve if I'm not sitting on this position, or I was not in as a minister. I can serve in a different way to my country. I can contribute to my country and my countrymen. But she has changed all of a sudden everything. The person who didn't even experience the full civil service career becomes the minister. He has to control the civil service. So it's really very challenging. Let me tell you one thing, that when I sworn in as a minister, the ministry allocated to me, my father was the top civil servant of that ministry, and he was my subordinate. I'm his boss, my father. And I was stunned. I requested to the prime minister to change my ministry. She said, no, you have to do it. If today you will not do it, you will not execute your powers. You will never execute your power in your life. So that moment, she changed all the scenario. She changed entirely me. She shows me that leadership skills or leadership is not by birth. It's polished. It influenced. We cannot say, maybe the few peoples will be by birth born leader, but not all. So she shows me, she find it out, being as a woman, being as a leader, being as a mother, being as a sister. She find it out that what capacities around him a people has. So she also judge my capacity, what I can do or what I cannot. And so she pushed me. She deliberately pushed me to do it. Even I was not ready. But when the time passed and I continue, and I mean, of course, I even in the cabinet, the other minister was saying that why this young man is always in consultation with the prime minister. We are a senior people, senior bureaucrats, senior politician, senior diplomats, and this young boy is the prime minister consult with him. So the time came like this, that prime minister always consult with me every issue of a country before taking her decision. So it is, sometimes parents knows that what the capability and ability of their children. So she was like a sister to me. She polished me. She find out the abilities and strength in me. She gave me on the test, and I fulfilled that task. Even it was difficult for me. And that strength made me today where I am. So you ask me that who influenced you? My father? No. I am influenced from my father because of his honesty. I love my mother because she was the best woman on earth. And who influenced my life? She was the former Prime Minister of Pakistan.
Okay, it's amazing. Amazing story, amazing background, because I'm listening, you just you melting my ears, because the female prime minister, she sensed deeply that you are gifted and you have a talents before you realize it that.
Of course, I'm telling you very honestly. I didn't even realize that I can perform that. I can be able to do such uh, responsibilities. Uh, I'm not saying that I was a person to escape these responsibilities or not to meet the challenges, but not like that, which has been put on my head. But I will say, by the grace of Almighty God, yeah, uh, I always give this credit to Almighty God, because it was the God behind me and supported by the Honorable Prime Minister of Pakistan, because she was the incredible woman. I cannot say that I am one she made a leader. There are many she made a leaders, and they are serving in a different fields and still serving. So
Your former prime minister.
she was not just for us. She was a family. We respected her. We regarded her. And can you imagine that after she was out from the position, and I was an ambassador, I went to meet her. Uh, Even she was out of power, weekly or monthly, she keep consulting, talking to me on the telephone. And I requested her to meet. I went to her, and there was many British parliamentarians was there, the Pakistani parliamentarians was there, and American parliamentarians was there. And she introduced me just like this, can meet His Excellency Ambassador Dr. Muhammad Shah. And she is saying to me in front of everyone, even I was addressing her, Her Excellency Prime Minister. So she says to everybody, His Excellency Ambassador Shahid Amin Khan. And I said, ma'am, you cannot say to me, His Excellency, you are my sister. She said, no, if I will not respect your position, nobody will respect. So make sure everybody respect your position.
And amazing. She's really is the best diplomat. And the way she led there, because now she has a great legacy, I understood, a lot of talented diplomats. Many people hear that the World Humanitarian Commissioner or International Ambassador, but do not fully understand what this role involves. And I do believe that you have a really hard time. Can you remember the most emotional and the difficult humanitarian mission ever you experienced it?
Yeah. In my life, there is a very emotional, there are many even incidents occurred in front of me. And not as an only the head of the International Human Rights Commission, also as a minister, because I remember that there was a war going on in the Serbia, between Serbia and Bosnia-Herzegovina. I was a minister, and I pushed the prime minister to go to Bosnia. And we requested to the Turkish prime minister on that time, Mrs. Tansu Çiller, to go with our female prime minister, because every man was escaping. Every man leader was escaping. So I suggest Madam Prime Minister, Madam Prime Minister, you are a first leader of an Islamic world, being as a head of government. And the other is Tansu Çiller is sitting now in Turkey, so that you both women will go to the Bosnia, then it will be a moral support and encouragement for the people of Bosnia. We requested to the United Nations, we requested to the NATO, we requested to the everyone who was involved over there, and nobody was even ready to give us a security to land on Sarajevo airport. Well, we fly from Pakistan, landed in Ankara. The Turkish government was stopping that Tansu should not go. Then the Tansu said, no, I had commitment. I will go with the Benazir Bhutto. So we, Tansu and Madam Bhutto, both sit in a one plane. I was in that plane. The foreign minister of Turkey, foreign minister of Pakistan was also there, and many others. And we went to Sarajevo. When we went over there, there was, we reached at the airport, and airport was having a blast. We came out from the plane and we just rushed into the cars and we moved out from the airport. Well, there was a security of the both governments, which was provided by the Turkey and Pakistan armed forces. So the security has took us, and we went to meet the Alija Izzat Begwaj, the first Bosnian president. That was, I mean, we were over there for 8 hours in Bosnia, which made the headline and make sure that the NATO and the United States come in aid and to stop the Serbia of a genocide of Srebrenica. So that happened. And that was a first in my life. I mean, that wasn't terrible because everybody was scared. And I was scared because I had pushed the 2 prime ministers to go there. And anything can happen. So we safely came back with the security, air security of even NATO, because NATO then came and they provided the security also. But before that, there was hands up. There was not even giving us that, no, don't come over there. Don't go there. This was the, and yeah, on that time, I judge that 2 women. Tansu Chiles is still alive. Mrs. Bhutto has assassinated in 2008. So, but Tansu Chiles is still alive. Before coming to Doha, I was over there in Turkey, and I constantly met Tansu Chiles because she is also a professor in the into the Istanbul University. And we remember that how was that trip. Even it was, we cannot even, nobody, no president and prime minister can imagine into that time to land at Sarajevo airport. That was the first. Secondly, Iraq and American war. And I was, and my government was against of it. And I went to Iraq. Currently, when America was attacking on Iran, on the first attack of Israel and Iran, I was there. Numbers of incident I can tell you, and I know, first of all, what I say is about me, myself, I'm not scared about the death. First, when you're not scared to die, then you make difference. I'm not scared of it at all. Yeah, of course, there are concern of my staff, my relative staff, my families, pupils. I mean, obviously, the people, those who loves you or to work with you, they are concerned, and they always says that you don't care. I said, okay, if I care, can anything will stop? If that care will stop me to die? No. So let me do it. So this is, I told you the 2 incidents, and then, I mean, I can go ahead with the many things. Let me tell you, I supposed to go to United States on the 9/11, and I should be in the same building which was hit for a one conference. And all of a sudden, Organization of Islamic Conference the Islamic countries organization. They invited me in Malaysia. I went to Malaysia. I was sitting over there into the conference. It was the first opening day of the conference, and it started 8 o'clock in the morning. Prime Minister Mahathir Muhammad was chairing. Dr. Mahathir was chairing, and somebody came and speak in his ear, and he said, "Gentlemen, America is under attack." And we were all shocked, completely shocked. My family was calling me because my phones was outside. We keep like this meeting. We keep our phones separate from us mostly. So I stand up from the chair. I went to my staff. I took my phone. My family was calling us. I said, "Okay, don't worry." My family was saying, "If you didn't postpone today, you was in that building." So you can imagine, and this happens. It's very difficult. Sometimes it is the incidents. I'm talking about the incidents, but I can spell you out that there is a lot of pressures which we bear every day. On that we didn't even share with anybody. On a day-to-day working, because when you are talking about the international justice, sovereignty, legitimacy, uh, rule of law, international humanitarian law, respect of our human rights, respect of our women rights, respect of our children rights, nobody is happy from. And especially people sitting in a power corridors. They speak about it as shining words, but they are not in favor until they are in power. When they get out from the power, they remember all that there is a human right, there is an international humanitarian law, there is a women rights, there is a children rights, there is a community rights, then they remember all the rights. But when they are sitting in a power, they are the most evil peoples.
It's just really inspiring. I'm just trying to analyze all these stories. Many conflict, Your Excellency, involve displacement people now. They do remember their rights, but nowadays, because globally we're facing a lot of the crises, and then these conflicts, they involve displacement people, refugees. Look at the Syria,
In
right?
many countries, might be the refugees are good in a good condition in many countries, but go and look at the Africa, you will cry. You will really cry. I think I am the one international leader who visit Africa more often than any other person. I visit the all conflicted area. I visit the Ethiopia, I visit the Somalia, I visit the Congo, I go to the Burundi, I go to the Benin, I go to the Ghana, I go to the South Africa. I mean, whole Africa. If you count in the last 5 years my visits, none of the international leader has made such visits which I did it over there. So the situation is, of course, I can say that I cannot, or everybody cannot be everywhere in a one time. Of course, everybody has a limitations. But when we saw the miseries of our peoples, and we saw our life. I swear, I accuse myself.
I
And
fully
it is
understand.
unfortunate You are an Armenian. I spoke in the last conference about the Armenian genocide, which is not
Yes.
yet recognized as a genocide, which should be recognized genocide by the international community. But there are certain issues. There are certain power corridors. They don't want to disturb their own interests of a country. All right. Genocide of a Srebrenica was recognized because there was no interest over there. You cannot say that there is an interest of a vast interest of a international community in Bosnia, in Croatia, in Serbia or Montenegro. No, not much. There is a interest of regional powers, but not global powers. So they recognize quickly, right? But today, I think more than 100 years, more than 200 years has gone. The Armenian genocide is not recognized, right? Almost 150 years.
15.
And nobody is talking on it. But I do talk. Although my friends, they always say that, why you are talking on it? My friends. I'm talking about that people, those who are against of that to recognize. My friends, they don't want to recognize it. So on, nobody want to recognize it.
Thank you from myself.
If you open the speeches, my speeches into the UN Human Rights Council and even General Assembly, I always mention that look, injustice has to be recognized as an injustice. We have to correct the course of a history by recognizing injustice with the innocent people. So on, whoever is responsible or not responsible, we have to recognize the genocide of Armenia, genocide of a subcontinent of India and Pakistan. Can you believe that more than 500,000 people was massacred during the partition of India and Pakistan? 500,000. Is it a small amount? How much by the Nazi regime has killed the Jews? How much? 4 or 500,000 approximately. And still that calculation is not authenticated. Here, authenticated calculation is there. Nobody wants to recognize. And they say, this was your conflict. So on. They don't want to recognize the Armenian. They don't want to recognize the genocide in Africa. I mean, especially if you will see at this moment, Rwanda and Congo in between. How many people has done? Nobody want to recognize genocide and massacre in Afghanistan, in Iraq, in Libya. Nobody want. Because behind that all conflicts and genocide, the global powers are behind that because of interest. If today all the conflicts will end, then which country needs the weapons? Who will sell the weapons?
No, we better drink coffee and enjoy each other. I think this is the best thing we can do. Yes, exactly. You see? So this is what we have to show the people. Stop using the weapons. Better to use the cup of coffee.
I always, my table is never be on without coffee.
Perfect. So I want to just smoothly move to and share. Could you share what you just explained the challenges and so the bad experience. what could you share some story which really stayed in your heart forever? Story that remind you that your work is matter.
I'm always proud of what I did for the people of Lebanon, for the people of Palestine, for peoples of even. I'm telling you that I was the one, despite the United States, to move forward Armenia and Azerbaijan to talks. I definitely was in, because I wanted to have a peace for the peoples of both countries. It's not a one country, both countries. I yeah, I in my own opinion, what I did it that Guinea-Bissau was the country under dictatorship, and I bring Guinea-Bissau back to democracy. That I did. Their constitution was, I have my input. On that time, the interim government put me as a special diplomatic advisor to the prime minister, interim prime minister, and I made the all political parties under one roof. We made the constitution and everything. And even last year there was coup again, and that was a failure of the political leadership. That's absolutely failure of the political leadership. You know, the dictatorship come on that time when the political leadership failed and don't deliver to the peoples, and people are happy with the dictators because dictators are delivering and political leaders are eating. That's a completely different. In dictatorship, one man eat. In politics, 200 mans are eating. So that was my, and even when I was leaving the Guinea-Bissau on that time, there was a full-fledged, they give me a guard of honor, which they give it to the head of a state. The people was there, and they provide me special chartered plane to go. I was looking at the faces of that people, those even they don't have a full dresses, and they were happy. And by seeing their faces, I was thinking that I did something good.
Sure.
You know, when you saw a smile and happiness on the other people's face, it's make you from inside peaceful and happy. Sometimes a very small gesture make you happy. But yes, the bringing back to the democracy in Guinea-Bissau was my greatest achievement, because Africa is not an easy continent. Dealing with the African, it's not easy. It's very hard, very tough, and very drastic. Yeah, dealing with the Europeans, dealing with the Asians, it's an easy. Even dealing with the Arabs are easy. Although the people say the Arabs have no mind, but uh, they are now well enough. They have mind also. They're educated. The new young generation is very much competent. So dealing with the Arabs is also easy, but dealing with the Africans till now, by tactics you can deal, freely you cannot deal. They're very difficult people. So for that reason, that achievements lies in my heart that yes, out of a 56 African nations, a one nation brings back the democracy just because of my efforts, a one-man effort.
Congratulations. And so I'm really happy to hear that. And before we move to our more main topic about genetic code, the war, and the peace, Your Excellency, if I may, before we move to next topic, I would like to make a personal observation. By nature, I'm a researcher and I closely observe people, not only what they do or write, but also what they write, how they communicate, and whether their actions truly reflect their words on the paper, whether the paper or the through a TV. Over the past months, I'm honored that we are communicating. I have read many of your publications, your topics, and observed in social media the reflection on the social responsibilities. I respect within your words about the relationship, the family, the role of the man in society, and how you protect the youth and the women with dignity, and how you treat them, how you try, also how sincerely you encourage and mentor young people and inspire the young leaders. That personally, I would like to thank you once again
It's my
for
pleasure.
supporting
It's my pleasure.
our competition. If
I
you
will not
remember,
say I will not say it's my pleasure. I feel it is my responsibility. It's your if your words are not matching with your action, then empty words is nothing. Secondly, we have to think about it that the young generation is our not only our future, they are our today also. If we will not make them responsible, if we will not trust them, if we will not polish their abilities and skills, how the future can be a prosperous? This is what when you ask me that who influenced you, although she was 10 years older than me, but she find out, she polished my ability. She know it that I have strength and courage, but I need the direction. She gives me a direction by action. She brings out the leader which I never felt it to be a leader. So she brings out the leadership skills. This is what I always say is that, of course, fathers know what their child's are, what capability and abilities they have. But what the mother knows, father doesn't know. I want to re-quote the word of a Napoleon Bonaparte. When there was a crisis in France, agitation, corruption, and everything, what he said to the nation: give me an educated mother, I will give you a developed nation.
yes,
Right? The same words has been used by the Tunisian president and leader of independence, Mr. Habib Bourguiba. He said, no, I will not spend to buy my country money to buy a weapon. I will weaponize my nation with education.
great.
Arab Spring hit every country, but it stopped when it come to the Tunisia because 99% education ratio. So I always say to also third world countries, if you invest in the education of a woman, you no need to invest in the education of a child. Because educated mother will bring the educated generation. You do the one-time investment. Do it. But unfortunately, the men are scared from the educated women. Men are scared from the successful women.
Yes.
Men are scared and feel it to challenge to their authority and power if the woman becomes empowered. And that is absolutely wrong. That men's and their mentality in both way is wrong. And the time has proven they are wrong. And they know it, they are wrong. But they don't want to change themselves. And by the grace of Almighty Allah, I am not into that, those men's. I don't want to stand with those men's. Those who is not going to give away to the women equally for their abilities, empowerment, and the place they deserve. It is absolutely wrong mentality, and I never agree with any man that the women cannot compete them. Women can be a good mother. Women can be a good wife. Women can be a good sister. Women can be a good daughter, and women cannot be a good leader. What the shameful words men use.
Unfortunately.
For example,
Because they are insecure.
I will give you the example of one leader, which is known by everybody. President Clinton, the most powerful president of a powerful leader of a global world, having a scandal with the Monica Lewinsky. And on that time, he must be prosecuted. But who jumped to rescue him? Wife. She jumped to rescue him. A powerful leader cannot rescue himself. But his wife come into it to rescue him. So who is the real powerful person? Him or her? Anybody want to examine it, that example, examine it carefully, and then come to know that how poor is that powerful person on that stage, on that time when the women are rescuing her. I'm not saying that nobody has a fault, pros and cons. Everybody has a fault. We are all human. We do mistakes. We have a faults. Whoever. I mean, there is no perfection. There is no perfection in any human. But of course, if not perfection, but this imperfection doesn't work, and the world is facing the problem because this imperfection, they are moving with this imperfection, this world. Put the women on a table of negotiation. A war will stop. Put the women in legislation. They will manage the home. Country is a home now. And parliament and legislature is a body who regulate the home country. Put the women over there. The prosperity and development will come. A woman can be a good manager at home, right? Every man admit this fact. 99.9% men accept this fact that they cannot run the home. Who runs? The woman. So why not? Why not? They can run the parliament, they can run the legislators, they can run the country. Why not? I'm telling you, if in my life there is, in the whole world, if there is a 50% female head of states or governments, the world will change. You will see the world will change. You will see less conflicts, less wars, less aggressions, and more peace. Look at the COVID-19 period. Again, I am giving the example. COVID-19. Just calculate which female leaders were leading on that time, which country, how she acted, how she secured, how she managed, how she successfully execute the policies and prevent the nation from a disastrous situation, and then compare with the man's and look at how stupid they are to throw their own peoples in front of the hell. It's the second example, and very valid example, because on that matter you can have a figure of every country. It's now open. Whether it's a Jacinda Ardern, whether it's a Sanna Maureen, whether it's Angela Merkel. Look at the women's. They made it the history. They protect the peoples. They protect the country. They run the country. And instead of them, the men's, they make people to die. In Europe also, see the stupid leaders over there on that time. You will calculate how much the death ratio is from the men hands comes. Did you ever seen that a woman is a head of a state or head of government and that country go into the war? You will find no evidence of it. But whenever there is a man, there is a fight. A lust of a power. No, the lust of a power.
Okay.
This is the lust of a power. I will say it's a lust of a power. It's a lust.
And so as far as I concern, Your Excellency, so we just say, and personally, I want to say again, thank you that you support IMDC competition. And I'm so sad that you could not manage to come to Yerevan that time, but we are inviting you next year to Iraq IMDC 27 in Erbil. So because you inspired the young people, especially like young ladies leaders, and by this message, because you are messaging publicly, I think you encourage them more. Some of them, they want to become and start to work in the parliamentary or somewhere as a young diplomat in their country, especially from Nigeria, from the African countries where you told me just mentioned that you are traveling a lot. So these young female leaders, they need to hear more from Your Excellency. I think these kind of people with the titles, because you can encourage them.
I will definitely be. Mostly I go to the universities, colleges for lecturing them, and I always emphasize over there to both genders to be sit equally, move equally, respect equally, and of course the people are listening at this moment because they are experiencing that the partnership is more important than the overcoming on each other. Partnership make peace. It's bring prosperity, and overcoming of each other. It brings hatred, intolerance. So they are experiencing young generation today. I will say that in every country, young generation are more resilient, and of course they are impatient because they are young. They are impatient because they are young. They are not seeing it the value of their skills and abilities to use by the country. It's happening in every country. I will not blame one or two countries. In every country, it's the same situation is ongoing. Whether it's in Europe, Asia, Australasia, or Africa, or even in America. Even I mean, if you will go to the United States, go into the walking streets and ask the young generation that how they are facing the problem. They will say that they want to escape from here. So it's a common things. And if you will see that what had happened between the Morocco and Spain 2 days before, 3 days before, this is what is the challenges. They are impatient, but a bad governance in every country is making them more intolerant and more impatient. Otherwise, these young generation, young people, they can, I mean, they can make the history of their country. I will let you know that my children, I use the smartphone. Even the smartphone what I am using, I don't know the full functions of it. But if I will give it to my child, uh, they will explore all the function and they will say, you don't use this, you don't use this, you don't use this. And I say, what? For what?
Digital generation.
So they are much capable. They are much resilient. They are much skillful, but we are not utilizing them. So when any state or any country will not utilize their skills, their existence, then they will become intolerant and impatient. And it is an automatic thing. I mean, if I will not give a chance to my kids, for a certain time they will respect. For a certain time they will not react. But after a certain time they will react. They will stand. So this is the simple ideology in every country that we have to encourage them. We have to push them. We have to give them uh, the opportunities. Of course, every government cannot give them a jobs, but the government is responsibility to create the opportunities. So what opportunities they have to create? They have to create to allow the businesses to be open so that the young generation can get the jobs over there and to utilize their skills over there and to contribute into the development of their country and society. And it is not difficult. It's not difficult for every government. But unfortunately, the dumb people, when they're sitting on a power, they don't know. They just want to be remain in power and that's it. They don't care about the peoples. So revolts create on that time when we don't listen to the young peoples. We have to listen to them. We have to understand them. We have to know their ambitions. They are very ambitious people. You know, when I was a child, on that time, the television came very newly. Before that, we was listening to the radio, right? And newly television came. There was no cell phone on that time. There was a one telephone line, and if out of a city you want to call, you have to book the trunk calls and wait for hours. So today, I am speaking with you live. Do
Yes.
we was having this opportunity? No. But today's children have it. So when the technology has driven them, we have to understand we cannot stop them. We have to create the opportunities for them. This is what
Absolutely.
is the backdrops that still the old peoples are sitting on a power and decision making position. They're not aware of what is the actual reality which can drive the pupils, especially the young pupils, to develop their countries, to develop themselves, their societies. So this is the generation gap. This is a generation gap. Because old generation is still on a clerical mind, and the young generation has gone to the moon. So huge difference.
Yes.
They want to do it everything manually, and they want to do it everything digitally. So this gap is not filling in every country.
So we are moving, we are changing. It's we call globalization.
Yeah.
So as we are moving closer to the main question, what I want to ask you, Your Excellency, as I understood, and I would just finalize that the women, when the women sat at the table, it makes gain another voice, the peace gain another voice. So we have a program. In our program, we explore the genetic code of war versus peace. We truly understand that not only conflicts themselves, but also the human behavior, as you mentioned it previously, that create them. And from your perspectives, because you witnessed a lot of the crisis negotiations as a diplomat, as an ambassador, why do the parties in the conflict, and I ask another diplomat as well, continue even they say they want to come to the peace, but I don't know how they picture the peace. I don't know how they see the peace. Do you believe the peace is created mainly through politics, through diplomacy, through education, through changing human thinking? Can we change it? What do we have to do to bring them, show them?
Diplomacy is an art of negotiation. I always say it's an art of negotiation. You know, every ability has art. For example, somebody is making the painting, artist. Somebody singing, artist. Somebody acting, artist. Somebody is manufacturing, artist. So negotiation is an also art of negotiation. This is called the diplomacy. Okay, that how we negotiate, how we create the win-win situation, because in a conflict nobody wants to get defeat. See, nobody is ready to get defeat. Yeah, in battlefield might be defeat, but on table nobody want to go, everybody want to go successfully. So that their diplomacy work as an art to create the win-win situation for both parties. Mostly
Yes.
negotiation fails on a political motives. Negotiation always fail because political motives behind it, one, and the Western interest. I'm not saying Western interest. So when there is two parties, obviously the one party, both parties are not equal in the power. So, because in war, somebody has the upper hand. So upper hand persons, then they don't want to lose. Nobody want to lose. Those who are on upper hand. And the lower hand, they don't want to lose also. So many things are politically motivated because of the home ground. in conflicts. For example, let me give you the current scenario because people will understand. United States of America launched the war against Iran. It was not Iran who launched the war, right? First, we have to understand this. Who launched the war? United States. What is the position of the United States? A global superpower. One. I'm not talking about Israel. Israel, for me, I will not accuse anyway Israel. People are used to accuse Israel in our Muslim countries, but I don't. It's okay. I am against of some actions of Israel in Gaza, in Palestine. Okay, that is the conflicted area from the 78 years, not new. Here, in my eyes, United States is responsible to launch the airstrikes in Iran. Fine. Now, who signed the agreement? Memorandum of Understanding? Both. Both agreed. But when they go back to their countries, they saw their home ground. They start violating it. And this is politically motivated. It has nothing to do with the negotiation. It has nothing to do to bring the peace. It is just to achieve the political motive into their own home ground. So sometime this scenario comes in front of us also. Obviously, if we are mediating, if we are negotiating, then we are also suffering. So now a shuttle diplomacy starts. Behind the door diplomacy starts. Media knows nothing. Most of the media stories are fake because it's their assumptions. It's not authenticated news. And yes, of course, news on assumptions make more destruction than no news can make the destruction. Okay, fine. Because they have to earn the money, media houses, they have to make some action movie type of a situation for a public, so the public should give them attention, watch them. They have a good viewership. They have, I don't know, that is what they call it, this TRP type, something like that. Okay, fine. But here the media play also negatively. They don't care about the peace. And I am not against of media freedom. No, media freedom should be there, but it should be responsible media freedom. It should be a responsible. They have to give that news which is authenticated, and they stand on it that it is authentic. For that reason, digital media has also make it situation vulnerable for everybody. Because digital media is a 90% disinformation and misinformation. So competing the electronic media and print media with the digital media, now the print and electronic media left no choice to do it the same what is happening in the digital media. So if they want to be alive, they have to do it what is happening in the digital media. So the disinformation and misinformation is much more onto the media than the actual news.
Yes,
This
fully
is
agree.
what is the ground reality at this moment. If you will say that negotiation is failed, I am, being as a responsible person, I can say there is no failure of a negotiation between United States and Iran. It was successful and still it's going underway. Full stop. But what is happening right now? It is a reflection of the home ground politics. That's it. Now anybody can, by this word, anybody can accuse the US leadership, they can accuse the Iranian leadership, of course they can. But both are agreed that there is no way, there is no win with the war. It is absolute understanding. There is no win in the battlefield. So for that reason, they come and write it down, the memorandum of understanding. And that MOU is a base to bring on a constructive dialogues on many issues to make an agreement. But after the MOU, when they go back to their countries, they saw the situation and reaction of the public. They went back on that situation where they started. And I says always on this situation, they are handling their home grounds. But they left us that we cannot speak properly and we cannot hide. I mean, we are in middle. What to do? If we speak truth, then the both parties will get. I mean, the people, the diplomats, my all colleagues, if they will come in the media and speak the truth about the both countries, the people of that countries will kill both of the leaderships. Simple word.
I do hope that we will come to peace, and we'll less discuss about the conflicts in our podcast. But I fully agree with you about
this is
social.
what I say, Catherine, that there is the matter at this moment is not to handle this situation. It is already handled. It's really handled. It was, excuse me, it was finished. It was settled down. And principally, everybody was agreed. It's not that two parties was agreed. Every party over there was agreed. So it was settled. Now, agreement is there. Nobody is stepping back. See the situation. Nobody is stepping back that this agreement is discarded or finished. Still remain there. But what is happening? This is what I'm saying. What is happening? It is the reflection of the home politics, not international politics. It's nothing to do with the international politics at this moment. And as much as it's my assessment, my belief, and I had communicated to the all parties, as much as they go into this conflict due to their home ground politics, it will destroy the interest of both, not one, both. And of course, it will also affect those who are not a part of conflict. So there are many pressures from here, there. For that reason, the world has seen it. Sometime the war stops, sometime attack stops, sometime negotiation starts, sometimes it is what I should say that in my whole life, this musical theater I have never seen in diplomacy. I call it the musical theater, you know.
Notebook.
It is, if you remember that we was in a schools or colleges and there was a round of a chairs, we sit over there and then music, something come in our hands and music start. And everybody has to throw it to the others until the music is going on. And that person, if the music stop and that thing is in their, for example, the ball in their hand, that person has to get the punishment. So at this moment, this is the same kind of a musical chairs. I call it the musical theater is going on, and everybody is playing their instrument to getting benefit and advantage. And
Yes.
of course, and the other people, those who are actually part and partial of this matter, they are watching like a stupid because they can't do anything.
Something went wrong in this composition.
Nothing is wrong. Really, I am with the responsibility. I am saying it. There is nothing wrong. This is just a reflection of the home ground politics, and the people's and the world is paying the price.
And maybe their abilities as a human being, because we are, as I said, from the psychological way, when we appoint some diplomats, first of all, we have to see if they are capable to do something or introduce or solve conflicts.
No. I'm telling you, I don't want to take the names. For that reason, I'm saying it, that diplomats has done their job. They've done it. It's finished. Who is not doing their job? Again, I am saying it. It is a home ground politics. And who is dealing the home ground politics? Not the diplomat. I don't want to take the names.
No need to take the names. I fully understood that. And I think we need to give more opportunity to diplomats just to, okay, they did their job, as you mentioned it, Your Excellency. But
they have done it.
Yes, maybe they need to follow to do it, just to take care of it in their homelands, or just to say, to come back and say, maybe Your Excellency, I will finish and I will just
The problem
help
is
you with.
the problem is the composition of every country is different.
Yeah.
It's democratic, non-democratic, presidential, parliamentary, whatever the structure.
Yeah.
Composition is different. So the composition, let me tell you one thing. In cabinet of ministers, when I was a minister in the cabinet, the prime minister is the chief executive of the country, right? The final decision has to be taken by the prime minister. So we was on that time 26 ministers in a cabinet. And if even 26 says that this should be done, and if the prime minister will says no, the 26, the opinion of a 26 ministers go into the despair. So now I think you must understand diplomats has done their work, and they done their work by the blessings of their superiors. And that superiors are also agreed that yes, it is good. And they publicly accepted it. When you sign the MOU, what you are doing? You are accepting, right? And after a few days, you go back and you start quarreling on something else. So that is your home politics. It's nothing to do with the international politics. Till today, can you give me an example that which out of that two countries. I mean, let me tell you, two countries are the parties of conflict. Two countries are a party of conflict. Four countries are mediator. Four countries are mediators. So the two parties of the conflict agreed upon under the mediation of the four parties. Okay. Did Iran says that we are not accepting the MOU? No. Said MOU is a right declaration. Did the United States says that is this MOU is not workable? No. Till now, no. No, that, but they are accusing each other just because of the home politics. So it means diplomat has done it their best job. And the four mediators, every mediator, if you will talk to every mediator, even a public opinion, even a media opinion, this is that MOU exists. It's not finished. So if the mediator are saying, the four mediator, and I can quote the name of that mediators: Qatar, Turkey, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, they are the active part of mediation. All right. Egypt is a sleeping part of mediation. So altogether is a 5, but the active is a 4. So out of that 4, give me a one example any mediator says that MOU between Iran and United States is finished. No one. Everybody say, yeah, we are working on it. So rest is the home politics. Obviously, the both parties have to make sure that their public should be satisfied with the opinion what they have gained from this conflict or ending this conflict. So until that, this is going on.
I do hope they will come to the peace as soon as possible, because the mediators, as you mentioned, did great. So I do believe in the future of the public international mediation process, which is really crucial nowadays. And we think about something positive, because I want to put in the center Your Excellency. And for us, it's important to understand, okay, we are challenging global crisis, and we have these disagreements or mediators, they are doing their job. Okay, the mediation is good. Everything is good. Today we have a clouds, tomorrow we will have a good weather, even though today we are under the weather. But what about you, Your Excellency? When you finally have one free day, I do believe you have at least one day free. How do you spend this day? Don't tell me you're thinking about the politics. No. Don't tell me you're talking about the politics.
Well, if I have a free day, what I do?
Yes.
I drink coffee.
Okay, so let's drink coffee.
I look at the news also. I mean, at least 2 times in a day, whether I am on off or not, I do listen to the news. Although we no need to listen to the news, because our staff is putting messages, full of messages every time about everything. And I do cooking.
Wow.
For
Okay.
myself.
This is interesting topic, because you have diplomatic kitchen. What kind of food do you like? Your traditional food, or what you are cooking?
Definitely, I go in everywhere of every part of the world, and For example, if I am in Turkey, I have to eat the Turkish. If I am in Iran, I have to eat the Iran. If I am in India, I have to eat the Indian. If I will be in the United States, I have to eat the English and or European type of foods. I mean, so if I am in African, then African type of food. So
Which is
whenever
best? Which is best for you? Which is the best for you?
for
Which
me,
one is
my
more?
my food.
Yeah. Okay. Which one? I understood because it's a culture, it's
Yeah.
something which is makes you feel in your comfort zone. It's important for us.
No,
So which is
I use all type of foods, but when
Mhm.
I am cooking my traditional food, and I
Which one
like
is your
I
which
love to
one?
cook.
Good?
Well, I mostly cook the vegetables, lentils, rice,
Mhm.
because it's difficult for me to make the bread. So I quit the bread, but I keep the rice, and that is the mostly I do. The lentils we make it in a traditional way of my country. It's spicy and vegetables. Yeah, you know our food is spicy, and all world food is non-spicy. So to that is what is I do. Okay, whenever I got time, I do that properly. I cook and I keep it in fridge that if it will be for 2 3 days. So whenever I have time, I can take it and I can eat it. So the cooking is one of my favorite thing on my off day. Uh, and
What about the
obviously,
singing,
no, I don't sing.
dancing?
Uh, I mean, yeah, we will be having and friends, and we do sing, we do dance, we do drink, we do uh, make a jokes. I mean, I told you in advance, we are a human. We are not a machines. We do each and everything
Right.
what every normal human do when we have a time. But it is depends that sometimes we don't have an off day because of our job, nature of a job, and because of a traveling even. A constant traveling make you much more occupied. So when you have a time, we go to the nature, we go to the beach, we go to the clubs, we cook for ourselves. And it's not only me, I do, many do, many of our colleagues do. And we don't feel shy that we are doing for ourselves because we are a human too. We are not a machine who is programmed for certain task. So all the human necessities and needs we do have also. So of course, maybe we have so much hands to help us, but in kitchen, I don't allow anybody to help me when I am in kitchen.
Wow.
On that
So
time,
authority in the kitchen.
yeah, on that time, because
Okay.
mainly in my country we say that kitchen is an authority of the women. I mean, men
I
cannot
disagree. I
interfere.
disagree.
No, this is the symbolized thing. It's a symbolized. It's not that I am discriminating. No, we says that the as the home is the authority of a woman, we call it
Mm-hmm.
the interior minister is a woman in the home. So you can
I
say,
like
yeah,
it.
interior minister, or you can say the home minister. So both words are similar. So we call it, generally we call it that the women's is an authority in the home. So the kitchen is
Perfect.
more important authority in the home. And I have seen it even, as I told you that if I'm in kitchen, I don't want anybody to be in kitchen. I want to work it freely by my own. So the same things with the women's also, they want to work it freely, or either if there is a cook into the chef in the home, they go and supervise them. But the kitchen is normally vicinity of an authority of a woman, because the man cannot even men cannot manage the kitchen. I mean, if even if I am in a home, I'm in the kitchen, I have to ask my wife that what is this and where is this. And if I'm alone, so that I know that this things I put it here and here and here. So this things makes you that who is the in charge. So
Oh,
the women
this,
is the in charge.
yes.
If the same thing goes in the offices, if your woman is working, a woman, so she is the in charge of her own career and office, and also she is in charge of the home. She took the dual roles together. Yes, I agree that it's not that the woman has to do everything, the man has to help them. If I am in my home, in my family, I love to stand in the kitchen with my wife, and I make the dishwashing with her to make her easy while she's doing something else. Uh, Even although she opposed, why you are here? What you are doing here? Go ahead. I said, no, it's okay. Just I'm just helping you. So that is this something else. But I'm saying that every man has to stand beside their woman and to help them. It is not that the woman has to do everything. It's
Yes,
not advisable, but it is depends on what culture, what tradition, what country, uh, what
exactly.
area you are. So I don't want to oppose any culture, any tradition of anyone. I am very much respecting every culture and tradition of every society or country or region. I have no opposition of that, of course. But in same situation, also I always say that of course man has to stand for the woman. Simply. So they have to stand in the kitchen, they have to stand in the house, they have to stand in the work, they have to stand in the life, they have to care about them, they have to push them, they have to they have to work with them, work for them, with them, for them. So, and
Exactly.
it doesn't matter that this is equality. It's some there was a question for me always. The people's I don't know what I should name that people. They says to me that, are you feminist? I say, yeah. What do you mean the feminist? What do you mean the feminist? I'm a feminist because I love my mother. I'm a feminist because I love my wife. I'm a feminist. I love my sister. I'm a feminist. I love my daughter. So if this is feminism and respecting a woman, protecting her dignity is a feminism, yes, I am a feminist. No problem.
This kind of question, Your Excellency, ask not mature the men. Why? Because they like to be in the situationship. Because when there is responsibility, not ignorant people, they where the people come to negotiate their negotiation if they are facing conflict or misunderstanding, not ignore, not block how they like nowadays to do or whatever, show there. Because nowadays most of the men, as a psychology, I will can say any level of the man with a status, with a title, and the simple, ordinary one, and they try to have a freely understanding of a relationship. They don't want to take any responsibility, fight for relationship, to do something, to invest their time. They think by if they're acting like in the kindergarten. Oh, you take my cup, so I will offend it on you. If I'm not talking with you, I'm not forget about the friendship. Is how it's working. It's the same in a country. Just imagine this kind of the psychotype people leading the countries.
Yes,
Just imagine.
I agreed
If
with
everything is coming,
you.
yes, I'm
I
just
agreed
talking
with
about relationship.
you. I agreed with you. because I think that whatever the relations we keep in between us, we have to respect that. First of all, we have to respect the dignity of each other. We have to respect the personality of each other. We have to respect the desires of each other. We
Yes.
have to respect the needs of each other. And moreover, we have to respect the emotions of each other. Because there is no relationship without emotions. Because we are a human. And without emotions, there is no relationship. Yes, I agree. On that time, there is a situationship. And the situationship is, I will say, morally, yeah, morally, I don't accept that kind of a situationship. I don't recognize that type of a situationship. And I completely oppose that situationship where the right of a woman is undermined because of the needs and superiority and authority of a man under the name of situationship. No, it's unfair. I can ask this question to myself. If a rich woman will keep me in a situationship, how I will feel? Finish. And every man has to put the question in front of them. If we, a man, having authority, powers, and everything, keep the women in situationship, let's see that how we feel if we are in that situation.
Or their daughters or their mothers, just because they
Anyone,
forget.
anyone. So
Exactly.
this is, I totally oppose that. I with the respect for those people, those who are in this situationship, but I says that uh, this crush the emotions and psychology of a other person. So when it comes to the psychological effects on the personality of other person, it is crime. Nobody has a right into any situationship or into any relationship to physically or emotionally destroy the other person. So this is crime.
But yes.
So
And
when
so,
we recognize this is crime, then there is no existence of this situation.
bravo. Correct. Correct. And we have, at least if not, we can start speak about that,
Of
because
course,
it's
we
not
have to.
maybe about our us, the future generation, our
Of course, we have
daughters,
to.
our
We have to make them aware. We have to
daughters.
make
Yeah.
them aware that it is not good at all. It is not. It's there is a two aspect of a life, physically and emotionally. If you don't have an emotion, you becomes a machine. If you are physically not fit, you becomes a patient. So who can choose that we should be a machine or a patient? No, we want to be a healthy human. So the healthy human means physically and emotionally both. So we have to, yeah, we should start talking on it. And if, basically the problem is, uh, again, I will say this is a problem mostly existing in,
Coming from the families, I think, from the childhood, anyway, and society, which is affects with
yes,
their
yes,
kind of modern.
if you will come to and my country, my Pakistan, I'm saying Pakistan, and I'm not saying only Pakistan. Let me give you the example of the other also. Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan. If you will go to the subcontinent, Afghanistan, okay, let's go to Afghanistan, Iran, these countries, till now, our younger generation cannot go into the situation. might be what I will call 0.001%, maybe, but I'm not sure about it. Why? Hiddenly, there might be, not openly, and nobody can afford it. This is a culture. This is a tradition.
Yes,
Again, I'm telling you, it's nothing to do with Islam. It's nothing to do with the religion. This is the tradition and culture of these countries. So the same culture, if you go behind the 50 years, the Europe and America was having the same culture. So this culture of situationship is mostly coming from there to the other countries. Until I'm telling you, till today, when I'm speaking to you, I am very much sure about the culture and tradition of my country and the other, our neighboring country. We cannot allow. Take the responsibility. If you like, if you are emotionally fall in love, go, take the responsibility. Accept it in front of everybody. Why to hide or why to go into certain things that, the one thing more, might be I'm wrong or right. You can correct me. The one thing is that the young generation, because of the economic condition, they cannot bear the responsibilities more. We have to look at the economic perspectives also. So they are trying to be in a living situation that they are not burdened for each other. Or if they will be separated, there should be no other burden of the next generation to it. And mostly this situation is arising due to the bad economic situation in the more countries. Because, you cannot deny, again, I'm saying the physical need, you cannot deny. It's just like that if you are hungry, you have to eat it. Whatever is available. So there are physical needs. And we have to teach the young generation, of course, that is your legitimate needs, but you have to be responsible for it. And you have to care that you both parties has to be mentally and physically both, or emotionally, should be helping hand for each other, not to distract and not to destroy the mental, physical, and emotional strength of others. Of course, we cannot stop this. We cannot stop, but we can give them the strength that how they can be a good partner for each other, whether they are living in a situationship or whether they are living in a relationship. I mean, it's nothing to, I don't want to compare that situationship is better than the relationship, or relationship is better than the situationship, or the marital relationship is better than the unmarital relationship. I don't want to discuss in this flow, but I can say that the both partner, those who want to live together, they have to care emotionally, mentally, physically of each other.
I think this is for all of the culture is as a main mission. It's not just we can divide, because this is a morals.
Yeah. So
it's natural.
This is what I say, that I will, whenever I speak to the young generation, I say, please, at least little bit responsible of each other. If you cannot spend on each other, at least physically you can spend on each other. You can emotionally spend on each other. You can mentally spend on each other. You can invest into both of each other to be good partners. Don't kill the emotion of each other. Don't destroy the mental peace of each other. So
I think this system works globally as well, because when we speak about the partnership, we can speak about the neighborhood countries. It's the same story.
Same story. Yes, of course, because
It's the same story.
same story. Because next to me, if somebody is living and they are a peaceful couple, then I will be living a peaceful. If they are not a peaceful couple, they are abusive or toxic or something like that. They will quarrel all the time, and they will destroy my peace as well.
And we think, pray for peace for all of the countries to stop the wars inside of the families, in the neighborhood houses, and between countries itself as well. And I think just want to say, it's a final question of mine before I will conclude our great session. And I'm really honored to have you today, Your Excellency. If you could deliver, just let's say it's the last day, and our TV, which is brings sometimes chaos or peace, say that, okay, this is the last day on the earth. What kind of message you can deliver to the world leaders? Only one sentence. And what would you say?
They have to leave their ignorance aside and to be wise. That's it.
Oh, very nice. It's short, precisely, and direct message. Exactly.
All
So,
all conflicts, all fights, all wars, all bad situations starts with any human when they are becomes ignorant. What is a distinction between the animals and human? That animal have no wisdom and human has a wisdom. So I always say that they should leave ignorance and be wise. If they are ignorant, they will be called in the history like an animals. If they are wise, they will be called in the history as a human. So now choice is
where the will away.
now the choice is it's their choice. They want to be animal or they want to be human. Choice is there. Choice is in their hand. Their action will speak, they are a human, or their action will speak, they are animal.
Thank you very much for sharing not only your Your Excellency, professional experience, but also your humanity, which is nowadays so rare. Why? Even though there is some kindness and humanity exist, but they try to cover by mask of this kind of iron mask they are every day trying to use to show that they are strong. Today we discovered that diplomacy is not only negotiations, but understanding culture, tradition, respect. Humanitarian work is not only assistance, but peace is not only agreement, it is compassion, it's responsibility in any kind of partnership between countries, between friends, partners, or family members. But it's a courage to admit, to grow up, to be adult, to take this responsibility as a leader, as a brother, as a husband, or whatever they call boyfriend. Thank you for inspiring us with this.
You know, with the closing remarks, I will say the people's call about the human rights. Of course, rights are conferred on that time when you pay your responsibilities. There is no rights conferred because everybody has the rights. But if none of them will pay the responsibilities, then who will get the rights? This is the most important thing, that what we wanted for ourselves, we have to give the others up. And in every relationship, in every position, in every scenario, in every culture, in every tradition, in every religion, if combinedly we will see being as a human, then there is no need of a double face. There is no need a mask. There is no need to cover up. There is no need to be ignorant. There is no need to be shy to admitting the facts. And there is no need to humiliate on the basis of gender. There is no need to compare with each other that who is capable and who is not. We have to do our responsibilities. We will get our rights on our doorsteps. And when we will get the rights on our doorstep, that rights will bring peace, harmony, prosperity, peace of mind for everyone. So this is called it the coexistence. So the coexistence is to respecting each other. And coexistence is that I do have some responsibility towards you and you have some responsibilities towards me. That when we are talking, even we are talking, my responsibility is that I should be polite, respectful, humble, listener, and then responsive. The same, your responsibility is that in a difficult to difficult question, you have to put in front of me in a polite and mannerful way. So as you pay your responsibilities, you will get instantly rights from my side, and I will get my rights to my side. So this is a coexistence. For that reason, the people has to understand this clearly, that we have to be human. Whatever you want to define human is, at least human is not animal. So if they want to be an animal, I have no words for them. If anybody want to be an animal, act as an animal, being as an ignorant, being as a senseless, they can be. I have no problem, even though I will respect them, because I respect the animals also. Because the animals also, they have also rights. They have the right to exist. So that type of a human, they will have the right to exist, but they cannot exist into the human history. They have to think, I conveyed. No, I conveyed because I fulfill my responsibility. Now it is there. If they don't want to think, fine. For me, they will not do anything bad. Whatever they are doing for themselves, with themselves. I will live my fullest life. And one day I will depart like everybody depart. And I will be not having a regret that I didn't warn that ignorance. I warn on every step, on every table, that ignorance. I fulfill my responsibilities, which is being as a human is on my shoulder. So now the rest responsibility of them, not yours and mine. Message has to be conveyed. My responsibility is to message conveyed, then finish. So thank you very much, Christine, and it's really, really an honor for me. And I will say that in my whole life, nobody has taken the interview like this, and I never give it to the interview like this. Not at all. I quite often go to the television channels or national, international media on the certain issues. I don't talk personal. I don't talk anything else. I don't even talk the personals of others also, but it's a fabulous time I spend it with you, and God bless you always. And
Thank you.
I will be always available for you.
Thank you very much, inshallah. Thank you very much. God bless you as well, Your Excellency. It was really true privilege to have you with us on Diplomatic Kitchen with Christine. And I want to address to our audience on YouTube channel because they are witnessing from around the globe. They send me messages from Brazil, Ecuador. They say they congratulate. And they, of course, honor send you. Thank you for being part of this kind of podcast. Dear friends, dear colleagues, and dear leaders, I will say community leaders, thank you very much for joining us for another inspiring conversation on Diplomatic Kitchen with His Excellency Dr. Muhammad Amir Khan. So today's discussion, touch it. If it's really touched your heart, please like, share it more people because His Excellency shared a lot of messages to young diplomats, to young generation, to couples, to leaders, shared his experience. I want to show that how they are in reality our great leaders, that they are all human beings. And I want to remind our motto, every conversation is an opportunity to replace misunderstanding with understanding. And until next time, keep building bridges, not walls, with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Christian.
Thank you. And wishing you a great evening, Sunday evening, and hopefully to see you soon in our future conferences.
Definitely, I will come to you, inshallah.
Inshallah. Wish you a great good work week. Thank you
You
very
too,
much.
you too, you too.
Thank you.